former Bradley Brave Malavi Leones made his NBA Summer League debut for the Oklahoma City Thunder. In the corner, he fakes, then takes a three, buries it. The Leones later works the baseline, sneaks along the baseline, and scores a bucket in the second half. Malavi had 8 points on 3 out of 4 shooting. Watch him get open down low, fake again, and then finish. He played very well and a very productive 12 minutes. Alec Peters is back in Washington for his annual youth basketball camp. The former Washington Panthers star and Phoenix Sun just finished an amazing year playing pro basketball in Greece. The best year of Alec's life, not because of the basketball, but because of the birth of his first child. Ava arrived in December. You bet she had her Alec Peters basketball camp t-shirt on today as she and mom joined Alec at camp.
Wow, biggest year of my life, and that doesn't even include on the court. Having my first daughter over in Greece with my wife was an experience. Obviously, most people, everybody never forgets the birth of their child, and I'm so lucky, so blessed, so fortunate to be able to share coming back home with them, getting to show her, even though she's just a baby, but each year she'll get to see kind of where I'm from and hopefully remember a little bit about this place.
Well, welcome home to the Peters family. We'll have a Jim Dandy from Alec Peters camp later. An all-day soaker did not dampen the excitement of the youth golfers, nor the enthusiasm of the hosts. Pekin golf star D.A. Points at today's renewal by Anderson Junior Open. The 3-time PGA Tour winner D.A. Points was today's starter.
Welcome to the first round of the renewal by Anderson Junior Open, hosted by the incredibly funny D.A. Points. On the tee from Buffalo Grove, Illinois, Allison Dwan.
Great job by the incredibly funny. Sometimes he describes himself as incredibly handsome. D.A. Points. Great job by Addison Claire Lee. A 60-foot birdie putt that drops right here. She's in 5th place. The leader on the girls' side is Thailand's Lisa Zhang at -3. As for the boys, one of the youngest competitors is the hometown kid, Pekin's Colin Kemp. The freshman to be, that's the class of 2028. He shot a 77 through raindrops today. Dunlap sophomore Nolan Eccles with a nice chip right here. He had a 76. Texas, Brogan Smith had a nice hometown cheering section with a lot of relatives in the Peoria area. He rolls in a putt here. 3 players are tied for the lead at 3 under par. It's a big league.